Hey gang, so I'm going to post a link to an LA Times news story in the description box below. It's a follow-up to Derek Farrow, the fireman who punched Earl Hatton, who was the handcuffed man on the gurney. Now, they're saying that the handcuffed man was spitting and yelling racial slurs at the firemen and the police officers, saying, "I have a communicable disease. I'm going to spread it to you," and spitting on them or at them. And he bit or was biting at the fireman, Derek Farrow, and so he got punched twice. Also, that's why he had the towel and he was tightening it, because he was spitting at them. I'm going to go through something real quick. It sounds as if this Earl Hatton may be mentally disturbed or mentally ill. Now, what the firemen could have done was they could have put a spit mask over his head, or at the very least dropped a sheet over his face, not to smother him or asphyxiate him, but just dropped the sheet over him and said, "Spit through the sheet." He was on a gurney. They could have just put a sheet lightly over him and said, "Here, spit on the sheet." And he continued to bite. The guy was handcuffed to the gurney. They couldn't stand behind the gurney and push it and say, "We're going to, be careful. This guy's biting," and whatever. I guess what I'm saying is there were ways to handle it without punching him twice in the head. The fireman lost his temper. And the guy was handcuffed to a gurney. So I'm not going to give the fireman a pass. He was suspended. I think it was justified. The police officer, female, who was laughing, turned her head and giggled. I think she needs to be corrected, because that was unprofessional. I'm not saying she needs to be suspended or fired, but she needs to be talked to that, you know what, that was very unprofessional what you did. You don't do that. It was caught on body camera. Now the whole nation has seen it. But there were things they could have done other than punch a guy in the head twice. So many people are backing the firemen on this and backing the police officers on this. I don't get it. There were things they could have done without having to punch the guy in the head twice. Now, someone brought up, well, the guy hit a woman in the head with a brick. What about her? Maybe the guy was mentally disturbed. He's mentally, he sounds like it. He's yelling, "I've got communicable diseases." He's spitting at him. He's trying to bite him. He's, yelling racial slurs. The guy's obviously got some things going on up here. I remember when I was driving once, I was in animal control. I had a badge. And I was driving. I had gone on a call. And I was driving through, and this elderly man was raking leaves. And I said, "How you doing?" And he reached into my window of my vehicle, and he grabbed my throat, and he goes, "Get out of here. What are you doing? You don't bother. Get out of my yard." And I was like, whoa. And I pulled over real quick, and we called the sheriff, and the deputies came out, Yucaipa Police Department. And his son came out, the man's son. He was an elderly man. Well, his adult son came out. He said, "My father has dementia, and we believe he might be bordering on Alzheimer's." But in the end, no harm, no foul. No charges were pressed. The deputy said, "What do you want to do?" I said, "I don't want to do anything. He's got dementia. They said he might have Alzheimer's." You know what? He's an old man, and he didn't know what he was doing. And the son really appreciated that. He shook my hand. But what I'm saying is, no harm, no foul. He was an old man with dementia, and he had some things going on up here. Maybe the Earl Hatton on the stretcher, maybe he's got some things going on up here. Instead, what do the firemen do? They punch him in the face twice. "Well, he bit me." Welcome to the job. "What are you spitting at us?" Throw a sheet over his face. Go spit through the sheet. No, you punch him in the face twice, and people are supporting and condoning that. I don't know how the hell you are supporting and condoning that action from public officials and public servants. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below.